All right, so now let's understand this here. And here I like to make an emphasis on this Docker and Kubernetes first of all, because for any microservices journey, this is pretty important to understand these two artifacts because this is that, gateway for any microservices rather. So whether you are building, Java microservices or .NET microservices or anything, you need to be having these two artifacts handy with you guys because you will be shipping it into that distributed environment. And the very first thing which you will see in this particular slide is this entire journey which I have covered into Docker and Kubernetes. Although this is from the perspective of a different course, which you can see is this is my Docker and Kubernetes for .NET and Angular developers, exclusively targeted for these two folks. And here I have set an example right from the scratch what you will be doing. Let's say if you don't know anything about container and how Docker works and how this piece under the hood actually spins up this container technology here. So everything is discussed in this particular course, and it starts right from the beginning with that you will be first of all shipping up a simple plain HTML file and how to package inside container, and then subsequently you will be switching the gears. When I talk about switching the gears, it's like you will be writing first of all one API, then you will be packaging it up into container, then you will be introducing database to that, then you will be introducing volumes to that so that data remain intact even if the container crashes. So all these bits you are going to learn into that, and then you will be also packaging this Angular application using these engines and all, right? So that as a web server how it can serve that static templates, which in this case is going to be in Angular, and how these two guys communicate each other using Docker Compose. So how stitching of individual components will come into play. So these things also you guys are going to learn into this particular course. And why I'm talking about this in this particular course is like this is the prerequisite for any microservice course, and hence I thought to tell you guys, in case if you guys are coming for the very first time and trying to understand what are this mini me of this from Docker and Kubernetes pieces, like hence thought to present to you a glimpse of that this my the course which I have already curated exclusively for Docker and Kubernetes. So here once you are done with containerization, which you can see in the left stack, which is completely Docker py, and here you will be also putting this entire assets via CI/CD pipeline, which is using GitHub Actions. And then first of all, you will be going to put that into that Docker Hub, and then further you are going to modify this into either Azure Container Registry, or here I have also used this ECR example as well. So that you are going to see that in practice, like how it is going to work. And then once this is pipeline is done, right, so then it comes from the orchestration piece wherein Kubernetes comes into play. So you will be seeing that how deployment happens, what are pod means, what are services, and Ingress controller means, like then the scaling and monitoring how you will do, then how this troubleshooting comes into play, and then Helm charts and all, how it happens to create this deployment file and service file, how do you write this different templates which you will be applying into that Kubernetes cluster itself. So you will be seeing all these pieces with me in this particular course. Then finally, you will be writing this with the final bit of CD pipeline, wherein you will be putting that into that Kubernetes cluster. So then it comes your CI/CD pipeline complete. So this entire full stack app deployment, you are going to see that and how to make it secure and reliable from end-to-end pipeline perspective. So this is a gist of that particular course, because this is going to give you a complete hands-on experience from developer perspective rather, wherein a developer needs to know what all necessary bits from Docker and Kubernetes. I hope this is making sense. So in case if you guys like to get into the deeper insight of container and Kubernetes, so please refer my Docker and Kubernetes course for .NET and Angular developers, which you can see online into that Udemy itself. Thanks for joining me.